how to rank in AI searches and ChatGPT. We get asked this daily, almost hourly, so let's talk about it. But first, why do we need to talk about it besides it being something we think about a lot? Well, it's because one of the main mechanisms in which potential clients seek legal help and find your firm or another firm is changing dramatically. To be clear, this isn't a complete pivot from SEO. There's so much overlap, you can almost still call it SEO, or what we like to call it GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. Whatever you want to call it, the environment, the rules are changing. We're not saying abandon SEO. That would be a massive mistake. There's still massive ROI there. You can look at the data. Majority, not even close, majority of searches are still there. However, many people are using AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude and Perplexity for legal questions, i.e. long tail searches. And it also goes beyond information gathering to actual transactional legal needs, like finding an attorney or reviewing attorney A versus attorney B, or this firm versus that firm. This is a big shift from just typing keywords into a search bar, because AI is now synthesizing information across a myriad of sources into one conversational experience. This is changing how we interact with machine. And this shift to AI-driven search has huge implications for firms and how they grow and how they market. So because these AI searches are trying to give the best, most concise, simple answers to these queries, that should shape how we think about content, because the way people want the information has changed. We want quick, we want it now, we want it simple. So a firm's first impression might be, how do I summarize our firm's expertise? That's not something you do overnight. You need to do it continuously with these AI models, the same way you did SEO. You didn't do it overnight. It took a lot of time and you did it continuously, because as long as it took you to get on top of the hill, you can fall even faster. So traditional SEO, an $80 billion market, while being changed, is not disappearing. It is being, let's say, shaken up by AI and what are called large language models, the technology behind them, or LLMs. And this means that just writing long content with repetitive keywords stuffed into them and getting backlinks over and over and over is not the playbook to reach our goal if our goal is growth. The return there is diminishing. Now keep doing it, maintain your spot on the top of the hill. It would be a huge mistake to stop, completely pivot, and let other firms come and eat your lunch. However, as frustrating as it is, we also have to have a completely different initiative of getting featured in these AI search experience, because just showing up number one on Google is not enough. But this isn't a new paradigm. We already knew this. It used to just be organic, and then it was LSA, then MapPack, and PPC. So by now you should be comfortable with this idea that it's getting saturated. This is just another channel you have to conquer. Doesn't mean abandon everything else. They're still there. It's not disappearing. They're massive markets. So let's talk about how you actually can win this AI search or GEO race. Well, the goal is simple: to be recognized and referenced by AI as a trusted legal source. Sound familiar? Because it is similar to SEO. There's so much overlap. But think of it as Act 2 of search, a new era. So how do we be at the forefront, the starting line of this? Well, it's the same thing. Establish expertise. Position your firm as an authority. Provide those high quality signals. How do you do this? You still want to do backlinks, but we can put more thought into it. There's a really fun process called chain of thought. When you ask an LLM or ChatGPT, who's the best lawyer for XYZ, or how much is a car accident settlement worth if under these conditions? That's not the single question it thinks. It breaks that up into literally, what is a car accident? What is the formula to calculate it? On and on and on. Answers all these questions to compile it. And if you ask an LLM a question such as, who's the best lawyer for XYZ? Well, ask about its chain of thought. Literally say, how did you come up with that answer? What was your chain of thought? And you'll see sources it mentions. And now we can be so much more precise about the links we get, rather than just overly focused on the domain rating or authority or the amount of traffic that link gets. We know we're targeting the links that AI trusts to get your firm mentioned in. Great and obvious tactic number one. Number two, increasing what's called your reference rate. AI, this is creepy, but these AI models, they have a memory. The more they hear about your firm, the more they know about your firm and see it, almost think of it like a billboard for AI, the easier it is to get recalled into other answers. So start with the low-hanging fruit. Obviously, everyone's writing content, which we'll talk about, to be part of ChatGPT's answers for the best injury lawyer for XYZ. Get in line. Start with the lower-hanging fruit. The same way we talk about long-tail SEO, write conversational AI-driven focused content for the these lower hanging fruit. Get AI overviews for them. Ensure you're getting AI overviews for them. Build up your reference rate. Build up your rapport with ChatGPT is what we're saying. Third, and lastly, let's talk about the actual content. The days of thinking 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 word content full of keywords and just stuffing them in are over. That doesn't do anything anymore. What we need to be thinking about is what kind of content best serves the goal of an AI search experience, which is to give a simple, concise, plain answer to the user. Write content like that. If you have a section titled, "How much is a car accident settlement worth?" or "What's the statute of limitations?" the first sentence in that paragraph should answer that question. Don't start with "historically blah, blah, blah," or "statistics have shown." No, answer the dang question. AI search experiences have so much data to crawl and curate around the web. They're likely not going to read your whole page. They want to find the answer that they know they're being asked. So provide it to them, make it easy on them, and you will be rewarded. One little bonus tip, or tip number 4, is think about the next question. The average session time that a user has with ChatGPT, we see, is minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, not seconds. They don't just ask one question, it's often follow-up. So this has to do, of course, with your reference rate and memory, but also it builds your authority if ChatGPT thinks it can just get continuous answers from you. So if you're writing content that answers a question, how long does a divorce take in state? On that same content, answer questions in order that typically happen in the conversations you have with your client, because that's the conversation your next potential client is having with ChatGPT. So think about that and have those on the page. Have an FAQ that is signaling, hey, question, answer on our website. That's the same experience ChatGPT is offering. The nice thing about tools like our own FirmPilot is we automate this entire process. We research what are the questions people are asking, what are the best way to answer them, create that content for you, publish it, and monitor the results and iterate quickly so we can be successful. If you want to see it live, of course, you can go to our website, or if you just want to learn more about this, subscribe, watch our videos. We love unpacking this. This is a huge question that we have many tips for. You can't answer them all in one video, but we hope this was helpful. Thanks. Bye.